I'm here today with candidate Kelvin Stallings, who's running for town council in Garner. And I'd first like to ask you, why did you choose this location?
You'll hear a lot from town council talking about Garner being one of the 10 fastest growing cities in America. So there's nothing more representative, and this is why I chose the location, there's nothing more representative than a mural based off of growth, with us growing so fast and being one of the fastest growing cities in America. I love the mural.
It's beautiful. So let's go sit down and have more of a conversation.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Honestly, I tell people all the time, I wouldn't be running if they did a lot of things differently on town council, but there's a couple of things that I have seen since I have been a resident that I felt the need that I had to step up. One thing that I can point to in particular is around the issue of affordable housing. There was a budget vote that happened quite recently where it was a 3-2 vote. And the 3-2 vote was to add one FTE, just one FTE to the budget for affordable housing director, somebody that will be able to navigate the unhoused towards services and will be able to find the data, work with the town staff on what we can do towards affordable housing. It was shot down. People said that they wanted to see the data and they didn't want to make exaggerations about what the crisis could be. But I ultimately believe that if we are one of the 10 fastest growing cities, as town council likes to claim, there's nowhere in America that's not experiencing a housing crisis. So we have to take that seriously as people are moving into Wake County and people need somewhere to stay, to participate in the civic process and just to live, work, and play. If anybody follows me on social media, which a lot of people know me for, I love working out. So I go to Fit for Life Garner, amazing gym, has all the amenities that I want. And I do a lot of running as well too, i.e. where my injury came from. So other than working out and just running, which I guess running would be considered a part of working out, I truly enjoy it. And I like novelty. So like we are sitting here downtown, I like going around trying new places, especially coffee spots that are popping up that I haven't tried, because I drink a lot of coffee, indulge in a lot of caffeine, probably need to cut down on that. But definitely it keeps me going. So I definitely love novelty and just trying new things. Anywhere that I go, I try to be as involved as I possibly can. I do a lot of stuff for my job. I currently work for a child advocacy nonprofit, so we're constantly hosting events in the area as well as across the state. Definitely involved in my political party at every single level that I can be. I'm always a true advocate of, you always have to step up and try to effect positive change for where you live, because people always say it all the time, nobody's gonna come to save you. So if you see things that you want changed, or you see things that should be done differently, you have to be that person that affects that change. I'm not the type of person that won't acknowledge what the town is doing well. The town is doing tremendous. They have a whole host of committees that our town council members are on, working to build out our infrastructure, do it in a responsible way that the citizens want and need. One thing that I talked about a lot, and I talk about a lot on the trail when I'm knocking on doors, is I want to have neighborhood walk teams. So I want to get out and I want the citizens to point me to what they want to see in their neighborhoods and what should be changed. Because a lot of times what I also hear is, well, I sent an email out about this pothole, or I sent an email out that I can't even see my street sign when I'm going down at night that causes a road hazard for me. And at the end of the day, these are things that our town council members should be taking seriously. If you're being emailed by your constituents and you're being paid by our constituents. Town council members are paid to serve the public. So with my neighborhood walk teams, I want to be there and I want to make sure that I'm bringing government services to the people rather than them have to come to us in awkward hours where people may be working and these services may not be as accessible as they possibly can. We have an amazing town staff. We have folks at our town who have been doing this work for a really long time. I would work with them. I would work with the experts and just hearing what has worked in the past and what we can do to fix some of these existing issues. I know by where I stay, off of 401 Old Stage Road, I mean, some of those things are a nightmare. And I even talked to one of my council members this morning about it. As you're coming down the street, there's a big tree. And at night, that road that most people use, Legend Road, is completely inaccessible. You cannot see it at all. So it creates an actual road hazard when people are speeding by and taking that right as they're coming left onto Woodland Road. So working with town staff on how we can mitigate some of these issues. As we're growing, we know there's a lot of things in the pipeline and you have to prioritize certain projects because, you know, money isn't infinite. And you do want to be fiscally responsible. You want to make sure that we're making the right decisions, but there are some things that need to be addressed, especially things around transportation that I will work with town staff on figuring out what's the best path forward for. Oh, I love this question. So we actually had a surplus this year of over $1 million. But one thing that I always caution against, especially with government, is we are the fiduciaries of the taxpayers' dollars. So we definitely want to be fiscally responsible as we can, but I don't like being conservative for the sake of being conservative. That same budget vote that I talked about earlier with the affordable housing director that was shot down 3-2, they also talked about putting some more money towards stormwater drainage. Which would have been roughly, I think, around $500,000 to $600,000 that they wanted allocated towards it. It was also shot down via a motion, even with a $1 million surplus. So in my mind, there are certain things that we can be doing to further impact and affect change in the city, and I mean in the town, if we really, really wanted to. But sometimes I feel like politicians and policymakers want to be conservative for the sake of being conservative rather than making that investment that we know we're going to have to make in the future because we have the money to do it. We haven't raised taxes this year. We should definitely be making certain investments and we're just not doing it. We don't have the political will right now on our current town council. Taking up my neighborhood walk teams a step further, I want community office hours as well too, because what I'm also hearing at the doors is that like I said, people send emails, they don't get any responses. You're supposed to serve the community, and this community should not only be accessible to you during Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. where you only have 3 minutes to speak. And the 3 minutes that you have almost has to be germane to a certain issue that you're speaking on. You represent the folks. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of issues that people may care about, that people may just want to address with their council members. So I truly believe in being accessible, starting those community office hours, and sometimes bringing representatives from the city to be able to provide some of those constituent services. I know it may be after hours. I know there may be some conversations about how we properly compensate those town staff for taking on those hours that may be outside normal operating hours of the town. But I feel like we can get creative and innovative if we want to and provide the services that the people actually need in the town of Garner. Now, we have a lot of groups in the town of Garner that do a lot of great work. One that I can name out right now off the top of my head is Hope Ministries that serves a lot of folks on the weekends and throughout the week. I think roughly around 80 to 200 folks on some weekends. So there's organizations doing a lot of great work, but that's not enough. You're gonna need politicians and policymakers, especially town council members, who are willing to have those conversations and have those great relationships with their state representatives and their federal counterparts. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be that local point of contact for these folks that may not have those resources, which goes back to the initial point that I was making about the housing director. I wouldn't want that housing director to be solely a housing director. I would want that housing director to be something like a community navigator, that as those cuts are happening, this person is working with the unhoused. I go to I know a lot of folks that may serve on this town council might not go to places like the Walmart that I frequent almost every single day when I'm going to get my Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Probably shouldn't have it, but I do. But there's a lot of unhoused folks that could benefit from having somebody, a point of contact at the town that they can have these conversations to find these resources that they need, but they don't. So there's going to be a need over the next couple of years with everything coming down from the federal level to have innovative approaches to policy. And if we do not have folks with the political will to be able to have these conversations and to think with those innovative approaches, then we're going to be in a world of trouble. So I will say the town of Garner, like I said, is doing an amazing job with certain things. You've seen the amazing murals that we have. We're downtown right now. We have great businesses. I frequent a lot of them that are doing great work, community work as well too. Just making sure that people have the resources that they need. But like I said, we need leaders that are able to change their thinking when it becomes necessary. We are at a point in time when you need local leaders to know that there's going to be some decisions that they're going to have to make that may buck against the norm that has happened over the course of time. And we have certain folks that have been on town council for a really, really long time. And not knocking their leadership, thank you for your service, but at the end of the day, we are facing challenges that we never have seen before. We're about to go through a workforce displacement because of artificial intelligence and how that's integrated into the workforce. We got to make sure we can conceptualize those issues. We know that if we're saying that we're one of the 10 fastest growing cities in America, there are going to be people in Wake County and in Raleigh that are being priced out of Raleigh. And where are they moving? They're moving to the Nightville's, they're moving to the Garners. So we're going to have places for those people too. And when we think about affordable housing, we got to think about affordable housing not from a lens of a certain subset of folks. These people looking for affordable housing are our teachers, they are our fighter fighters, they are our police officers as well too. So we got to make sure that we have leadership in place that are able to change their thinking when changing their thinking is necessary and are open to new innovative approaches that we haven't seen to tackle challenges that we've never seen before.
Do you think the people of Garner are ready to stand up and stand behind that?
Absolutely. That's all I hear at the doors. We're ready for a change. We see a lot of things happening, but that's not the town I know.